Welcome to the 1920s. The Great War is over, and America just wants a return to normalcy, which was President Warren G. Harding's whole slogan. Part of that normalcy involved having a huge navy that, runs on oil. To make sure the ships didn't run out of gas mid-conflict, the government set aside 3 massive oil fields just for them. There was Teapot Dome in Wyoming, and Elk Hills and Buena Vista in California. These were the nation's emergency fuel tank, managed by the Navy for obvious reasons. But Harding's Secretary of the Interior, a lovely fellow named Albert Fall, had a revolutionary thought. What if his department, the one in charge of land, managed the Navy's oil for efficiency?
So, with the oil reserves now under his personal control, Albert Fall immediately got to work being efficient. He secretly leased the drilling rights for Teapot Dome to his good friend, Harry Sinclair of Mammoth Oil. Then he leased the Elk Hills Reserve to his other good friend, Edward Doney. No competitive bidding, no public announcement, just a quiet agreement between pals. And purely by coincidence, Fall's personal finances suddenly improved. Doney's son delivered $100,000 cash in a little black bag as a friendly, unsecured loan. Sinclair was even more generous, providing livestock for Fall's ranch and about $300,000 in cash and bonds. It's just what friends do.
Unfortunately, when you suddenly pay off years of back taxes and buy up all the land around your ranch, people notice, especially rival oil men who wanted a piece of that action. The Wall Street Journal started asking questions, which led to a Senate investigation led by the remarkably persistent Senator Thomas Walsh. For years, Walsh chipped away at the lies. Fall claimed the $100,000 was a loan from a different wealthy friend, who, when asked under oath, promptly said, "Nope, not me." The whole thing was part of a pattern in Harding's administration, a festival of corruption from the Veterans Bureau to the Justice Department. People started getting nervous. One key witness mysteriously died. It was all going splendidly. After almost a decade of investigation and trials, justice was served. Well, a version of it. Albert Fall became the first U.S. Cabinet Secretary to be convicted of a felony and sent to prison. He got a whole year for selling off the nation's strategic resources. Now, for the best part. The men who gave him the bribes, Sinclair and Doheny, acquitted. The court decided that while Fall was guilty of accepting a bribe, they somehow weren't guilty of giving it. Try to make that make sense. Sinclair did get a brief 6-month stint for jury tampering, which is a bit like getting Al Capone for tax evasion. Teapot Dome became the new gold standard for government sleaze, a title it proudly held until Watergate decided to enter the competition. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more historical insights. Thanks for watching, nerds!